Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
All right, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Okay, here on the AMA, which is a very special section for us, me and Amit will freewheel about many different things. We'll discuss television, reality shows, augmented reality as well, because reality is big on our show tonight. What's happening in Europe, why division of man continues in our society, and also interesting questions from you, the person who writes into us, who's often the same person.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Okay, here on Cyrus Says, the monsoons has hit us and there's lots of problems coming with it. I shared a cab with two colleagues the other day and they said because it's pouring rain, they don't want the AC, they're feeling cold. But then they refused to put the windows down. So in 15 minutes, I threw them out of the cab. The point being, you can't have it both ways. Either you have the AC or you put the windows down. Otherwise, people can die. It's simple. It's science. It's happened all over the world. Two people in Switzerland died the other day because nobody put the AC on and they had the windows rolled up. So please, on Cyrus Says, learn from me. Windows down or AC on. I don't want to hear anything else. Can you believe people who do that to you? I'm feeling very cold. Hey, don't put the window down. You, I say. What am I supposed to do? I'm sweating already. I'm dying here. And won't let me put the window down. What kind of person is that? I mean, that's so mean. You can see the guy is sweating. It's only about you. You never think of the other person. I mean, I put the AC off, by the way. I sit in front always. I put the AC off. And what do I get in return? Can you please make sure the window doesn't come down? The water is hitting me. My hair will get spoiled. This is a man talking.
And that's what Cyrus Says.
All right, here I am with Mae and the beautiful Amit. Amit, beautiful man. I want to just go back to my point that I made at the rant quickly. I want to just point out why I'm frustrated. It's not just trying to be funny here. I'm really frustrated. And I'm frustrated because of the fact that people just don't understand how hot this country is. Just because it's raining doesn't mean it's cooled down. It's 1 degree less. Stop behaving like a mad person. From 62 degrees, boiling by 59 degrees.
Don't you love the people who wear sweaters in this weather?
Oh my God, I think it's ridiculous. You know what?
It's like sarcasm. They pass you by with freaking sweaters. I tell them the same thing. I say, touch my armpit. And women find it obnoxious, but I really want them to touch it because I'm like covered in water here. God!
I agree. I'm a Malayali. I am hot all the time. I'm sweating in the shower
you're hot
also.
all the time. Yeah.
No, but it's hot. I'm hot, and every time I'm the only one that wants air conditioning in the room. They're like, it's really cold. Give me a scarf, and I'm like, no.
But how can they put off the AC in the car and then tell you can't put the windows down? What are you supposed to do? I mean, isn't that the concept of how the microwave oven was found in the first place? Isn't that exactly the model, the prototype? Isn't that how it came out? I mean, it beats me. Sometimes, am I mad? Am I losing it completely?
No, I
or
agree with you.
is the world just turning on its head in front of me and what's happening?
I don't understand people. So temperature is just such a weird thing, right? I mean, you never understand. Some people feel cold and it's hot and they're feeling
cold.
cold.
Our line, you got studios, I work in a TV studio.
Exactly.
I have editors there who come in wearing double sweaters.
Yeah.
They haven't started their shift. Nahi yaar, thand bahut hai. Thand bahut hai. It's not Kashmir, you bloody idiot. It's Parel. No, Parel. There's no cold here. God, it's just ridiculous.
No, it's the same. I used to sit, again, radio studios, right? They're freezing cold.
They're not freezing cold.
And you know what? They're
just
not.
better than
I'm
outside.
sitting there wearing sleeveless tops and shorts and everyone comes in oh my God, it's so cold. How are you? And I'm like, because I'm hot. I'm feeling hot.
Yeah.
Maybe we're pumped full of adrenaline all the time.
Maybe. I don't know what the reason is. They keep telling me, you got chemicals in your body. I'm like, what? Because I use hair dye? I mean, it doesn't leak into your brain and down into your navel and then into your abdomen. You get a bigger penis.
No, it's not that at all, though. I mean, I think that just different people react to this stuff differently, and there's definitely a male-female difference. You're an exception. Women definitely feel colder than men.
No, but listen to this.
I feel hot
So listen to this. I once had a PR girl in MTV where we had to do a show, and she said, "Please put the AC off." In Delhi, so we're driving really far, and put the AC off. Whatever you do, please put the AC off. And then it was pouring. So can you please keep the windows up? And she had body odor. Now you tell me. What happened.
That is
like
killer.
Playing a leg spinner on a wicket which is turning miles. I mean, there's no point there. You can't see the ball. Oh, I was
the bad BO, is this another killer?
I begged her.
No.
I begged her. I said, just give me one window for 3 inches. And then I started retching. Oh. But I don't understand. I have a guy in the gym who comes. He's about 29, 30 years old. He's got like a 30-inch waist.
Right.
Okay, runs a lot. He's very fit. And he wears a green top morning from Jan to December. It's the same green top on top of his shirt, sweater, as you said.
Right.
And he wears it while working out, while running, before coming into the gym. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like Rishi Kapoor, I understand, but him, why?
Oh, what is that? Is that like a sweater? What is
like
that?
I don't
sweater,
know.
it's
It's
like
like
a
he's always feeling
jumper.
cold. He's always feeling cold. There's something.
I agree with you though. Women usually feel like freezing cold all the time. I'm always the only girl who's just like, dudes.
What about lesbians? Is there any difference?
What?
If you're gay, do you feel less cold? Is there a point there?
No. I'm not sure. I know that I don't like
Let's ask Amit.
You're trying to equate the attraction to female and
No, I don't know. I'm saying if you're going to go into gender, then you might as well study the whole market, LGBT and all. Because
Every sexuality must have a temperature gauge.
I'm just sick of people from my childhood. I'm fighting for fans on in schools during monsoon and so-called winter.
Yeah, that used to piss me
college.
off.
St. Xavier's College, the fans are 40 feet in the air. And I fought tooth and nail, and mostly with women, all the time. Hey, can you put the fan off? I said, no. If you put the fan off, let me hold my hands on the fan, put it on and kill me.
So I remember in the 9th standard, I got so happy because what used to have, the way they would set up the rows of sitting in school used to be basically men on this side, on both sides, and women in the middle. Less women than men in our school generally, right? So the middle row was
boys on the left, boys on the right, and in the middle.
In the middle was the row.
In the middle was the odd.
So in the 9th standard, what they did is they changed it so that the women are sitting in the first 2 rows and the men are sitting behind.
Where are the fans?
So now you can use the fans. So I remember being so happy about that.
So you're apartheid.
Yeah.
You had your own South Africa.
I had my own
You
fan.
separated the sexes.
You
so
moved
that
the
you could have
women
your
up
fan.
front, so the women the fans up front would be off and the fans in the back would be
I'm
on.
the horniest man I know, and the horniest teenager growing up. You can ask my friends. They were like, "You're so horny, stay away from us." It's not normal. But I would sacrifice women company for fan. I just couldn't take it. I was like, fan, window. They shut the windows because the little water's coming in. I mean, come on! You're like 18. The world is at your feet, and you come there. There you have Mohan Kulkarni going, the water's hitting the back of my head. Yeah, can I shut it? Father, can I shut it? Why don't you throw yourself out of the window and then I'll shut it? Okay, enough venting and anger. Let's talk about pleasant things like Hafiz Saeed. And asking for visas to come to Kashmir to do humanitarian work. Well, I guess cultures are different. One man's humanitarian work is another man's work. Right, what's up?
So we're doing a full AMA session because
I love them. I think these are best shows.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while.
Fun.
Yeah, it's been a while. We haven't done one of these in a while. I think we
why not?
last did one like last year.
We did it when Gopal Dutt Tiwari, my fellow actor from the week that wasn't, suddenly disappeared because his actress had a spasm the night before the show.
That's right, yes.
And so he had to massage her in hospital. She went berserk. She had there's a mental thing for it where you lose all confidence. People do it comes during exams a lot. Now I forgot the term, but it's basically a mental degeneration. Mental degeneration. What happens is you get physical complications.
Yeah.
So it transfers itself to physiological issues. So in short, it's almost like she gets really stressed out, as you said, because the night of the opening of the play, and started vomiting, acidity, collapsed, and actually was unconscious for some time. So now how does that happen? Because normally you just get stressed and irritable, right? Like most of us.
Stress has a lot of physical, people do have physical reactions to stress.
So mental fatigue and mental anxiety which leads to this.
Absolutely. It absolutely happens. I mean, like, it's not... I've known people who are basically puking before exams all the time. You know what I mean? Like, every time they have an exam, they puke. I'm sure, dude, being as much theater, I'm sure you've had actors puke before.
I puked once when they made us dissect a cockroach.
No, that's different. You're feeling sick.
That's
imagine
like
what the cockroach
that's
felt.
not like
Really? The
mad
cockroach
stress
made you
and
puke?
fatigue.
I felt uneasy with the frog.
I wasn't paying attention.
The cockroach didn't bother me that much. The frog made me uneasy.
I didn't even reach the frog. I said, fail me. I can't do this. It's ridiculous.
I don't think I dissected a frog.
The only reason I didn't take medicine, that and the fact that I got 20% in science, is that I can't cut things, man.
Yeah, my problem was biology.
I'll tell you one thing. I am a non-vegetarian, but I'm very queasy about hurting any animal. I don't even hit flies or mosquitoes or anything else.
That's because you like animals on a plate where they belong.
Or as Navjot Singh Sidhu, who resigned from Rajya Sabha, once said, it's not that I love animals, I hate plants. And that is why I'm vegetarian, beta. The great philosopher. Of course he's moderated from somewhere. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure that's...
Come on, Google! Right, let's move. What we got?
All right, so we got questions. So the first question we got is from Jigs Shah on Twitter. If given a choice, what reality show would you like to participate in?
the only worry about the reality show is the viewer gets to watch the reality show. But the other reality show, which is getting there and hanging out with people while the camera is not rolling, is also quite painful, let me tell you. Because most of these guys are stuck for 2, 3, 4 months sometimes to make a bloody show. Desperation leads you to do that. That's why television actors from India are very happy to do it, because their lifespan is short and, life is hard. And hair weaves are difficult if you don't have a proper work, especially for the women. So I can understand that. But for me personally, I really enjoyed it. I did a show called Khatron Ke Khiladi, which is Fear Factor in Brazil. And I had a ball because
You did that, right?
Yeah, but I told them I have to leave by a certain week, whatever happens. And luckily I flopped at the 5th thing.
So how coordinated was that?
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I refused to do the bull stunt, which played into my hands for leaving.
Okay.
So it was slightly coordinated, I think. I hope they don't attack me for that. But they kept begging me to stay on because we were all having a good time. But I had the week that wasn't, which pays me nothing. I had to go back to that. And then we had this bull thing I can't bear. Again, another hypocrisy.
What was the bull thing?
The bull thing is, in South American and more the Spanish sort of hangover and the Portuguese hangover, these Latin countries have this whole bull tradition.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
of course,
they want us to ride the bull. You do know that they
like
put
a bucking bull.
Yeah, proper bull.
Yeah,
so the bull is
proper,
kept
like
in a
you have-
small little box. Then he's released, and he's really angry because they prodded him with little
They want
knives.
you to do that.
No, we all did. They all did it except me. I refused
Like
to.
rodeo stuff.
Yeah, I refused to. I don't know, participating in this bull baiting crap.
No, that's nonsense.
It's barbaric. It's primitive. It's
So, yeah,
savage.
so-
Of course, it's culturally something huge, both
No, the
there and parts
cruelty
of
is
India as
one
well.
part of it, but I mean, like, amateurs aren't supposed to do this. Professionals do this stuff. This shit's dangerous,
No,
man.
but nobody stayed more than 4 seconds and 5 seconds off, and you're padded properly.
Well,
Nothing really happened.
like 8 seconds is like the legendary time, right?
Yeah. So what I think Dino Moria stood 3.8 seconds because he's ridden a lot of people. Forget bulls. And, I can't remember. I think
No,
Rahul
because
Bose
you
was
could
about 3
snap your
seconds.
back.
You can. You have to be a little careful.
The
But they make you do
craziest-
tests and all before. This is 2010.
So
I
I did
younger.
one of those mechanical things once.
No,
when I
no,
was in
Baba,
college,
no
and
mechanical
that-
thing, the
dude,
real
that
bull.
was terrible. So I
Yeah.
mean, like, I can't even
Doing
imagine
the real
There are
thing
many
would
of them,
be
3,
it's so
4 of them.
unpredictable, yeah.
Yeah, so that I refused to do that. So that helped a lot. And then whatever. So I came back. But I had a good time. Because it was like being with the boys again, even though I was 38 or 39 or whatever. It was being with the, being in college,
hanging out,
12, 15 guys hanging out. Angad Bedi, myself and Rahul Bose are cricket fans, so we just spoke about cricket on long bus rides till people said, shut up, stop it. Girls who were sleeping would get up and say, please, please. Because we would have these fights, okay, which only a real cricket connoisseur will have. So you'd be like, Bishan Singh Bedi or Prasanna, who was the better bowler? And then 45 minutes of fighting over this.
That's awesome.
What is your...
Or Ira versus Viv Richards versus, Arthur Morris. We would just pull out names and fight. But that, and nobody else would get our passion.
No,
So.
well, you need to know the stuff.
You
right?
need to-
I mean,
you need to
I don't
know.
even know
Otherwise
the,
you're
I
just
don't
like
even
a
know the
second
second name you
country.
used after
Arthur
Viv
Morris,
Richards.
left-handed batsman, Invincibles, 1948 badminton team.
Did not know that name.
Played 9 years, I think 48 tests if I remember correctly, 1600s.
I did not know
Pretty
that name.
good bat.
I
Yeah.
did not know that name.
You should never know that. Now let's move on. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Reality show. So I enjoy those, but I find things like Big Boss and all very scary. Because I can't believe I have to
know,
share
it's really
toilets with
weird.
so many people. And honestly, they all take it too seriously, and then you suddenly feel, what are you doing there? Because it's the lowest form of television.
Yeah,
That
it kinda is.
can't be anything lower.
It is. And God, we actually met someone who was on Big Boss, this girl called Priya Malik, and she actually said something really interesting, which was that you actually realize the worst parts of yourself. Like when you're on
doesn't
that.
it?
And it's just like
Being bitchy
why?
and
I don't
mean,
want-
or what's the point of all that?
It's
I mean,
just
I'm bitchy and mean
it's
anyway. I
just
don't have to go
creepy.
there and do it. And
Yeah,
secondly, if you live
exactly.
in a joint family, you got the Big Boss feeling in any case. Half the time, one person's not talking to somebody else. This all goes on.
That is true. What about you? What reality show would you want to be on?
Oh, one second, I didn't answer the question. So Playboy had a reality show when I was much younger.
really?
Where you get to spend 1 week with the bunnies.
At the Playboy
Yeah.
Mansion?
And that's the opposite. It's like
right.
whoever lasts the least wins.
Yeah.
If you have the guts to walk out. But, nobody wants to win. So
Everyone
reverse
wants to
shows.
lose, yeah.
That's my show. That's the show I want to do. Amit? Oh, sorry, me?
I don't know. God, this is really hard.
But do you watch them?
I'm thinking.
Do you,
Maybe
yeah,
watch
I guess
them?
that's the first question. Do you watch any reality shows?
Even the English
don't.
ones, which are the same in any case, it's not like the big difference.
I think actually talking about this, the only reality shows that I'd ever seen. Oh,
Lost.
you know what? I really like that one, the Great Race,
Amazing Race.
the Amazing Race.
That's
I
not
like
quite
that
the
show.
same because that's more
I've
like
seen that, and
I
that
enjoy
was
that show.
I
That
would
show's
totally
fun.
do
See,
that.
that's not so much about that. They've got an action. It's like
Yeah.
you can
It's-
see that.
yeah, it's a real thing,
It's
right?
a reality show like Candid Camera. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the show where the human nature is brought out in its worst form and the abominable snowman is really the human being and all that.
I guess there's so many. There's like Big Boss's Survivor, which is like the weirdest one.
Yeah.
There's I saw Big Brother, but I only watched it once, which was with that Shilpa Shetty.
Right.
The old one where she became famous in England.
That's the UK Big Brother. And then there are all the other ones, right? The Bachelor and the
This
Bachelorette.
is when England was part of Europe.
Yeah.
All those other kind of Swayamvaras.
The Bachelor, the Indian version was terrible, really bad. I think Rakhi Sawant did one season, or maybe two actually.
Rakhi Ka Swayamvar.
Rakhi Ka Swayamvar. And they didn't marry in the end. I want to ask you, they don't marry in the end, what's the point of the show?
I don't see any point to the show.
So it's all a fraud.
I think it's a dumbass show. I mean, the Bachelor and Bachelorette.
The dance ones are fine. I've done Jhalak Diklaja.
The dance ones are fine. The singing ones are fine.
All these.
So the dance ones, singing ones, those are like,
those are tangible contests. They're tangible.
I'm taking part. I'm traveling. Amazing Race all the way.
But they're tangible contests. So if you like dance, you can't go wrong. Okay, there's a little bit of bitching and all that.
They're talent shows. They're basically talent shows.
That's fine. Singing, fine. But these ones, the Big Boss, what's the other one you mentioned? Survivor. They get these people who always tell their story, which is really bad. It's like the Hicks of America or the dirt of India. Roadies, for example. We get the worst kind of people on Roadies. If you've ever seen that show. Why do you choose people who tell you, I was born in many years back, or meri mummy or meri daddy separate ho gaya, and then I took drugs for 5 and after that I found the bike, or this bike mujhe bahut pasand hai, I can't live without the bike. And I'm like, really? He's 22. Is he going to get an MBA from Harvard? Is he going to lead the next revolution? Is he going to be an IT millionaire? Is he going to be an entrepreneur genius? Is he going to be a chemical professor? What is he going to do? He's going to ride a bike till he's 60. That's what he's going to do and tell you about his bad childhood. I mean, even drugs can't help him.
I want you to do this entire show in that accent because it's really funny.
Listen, I have spent my life on a show called Loveline talking to people with these accents from the north.
What was Loveline?
We did the show where we try to help people with their love problem. Me and this girl called Malaika. She was an actress.
Of course! Oh my God!
So these guys would call up. Yaar, मेरी problem बहुत ये strong problem है. I loves this girl, but यार she also but she doesn't know me. I'm saying okay. अबे 5 साल हो गया. So I said 5 years you love her and she doesn't know you. नहीं. But how do you know her? Bus stop पे मिलते हैं. But मिलते हैं means you meet her? No, I stand behind so I watch. For 5 years. Now, what are you supposed to do after that?
Oh my God, that's super
Sometimes I feel bad because a lot of them really just don't know. They don't have game. They don't have a game. What's the game?
It's not even game. It's like socialization, right? I mean, like their socialization is so poor.
Class issues also in India.
Yeah.
No, but that's the problem.
Subtle class issues where a certain hip girl will not be able to, equate with. It doesn't happen. It happens in the movies, but actually you just stay with your
own.
own.
But it really is there. Like someone comes up to you on a bus stop, like no matter, it could be anyone. And this whole class issue, it's really like because you judge people instantly.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's a complicated kind of.
It's terrible. Anyway, back to the reality shows.
Okay.
So
you said
Amazing Race.
Yeah, I like Amazing Race. That's a good show.
It'll be a tech show. Where you can buy new gadgets at 50% off.
I'd be on Shark
Tank. I like Shark Tank. Bro, I like Shark Tank.
Even I like Shark Tank.
Now that you brought it up,
oh my God,
May, can I mention that I like Kevin O'Leary the most? I think he's the most straightforward guy.
He is. He's
and
really
I
cool.
like him. I don't think he's as mean as people think.
So
I think Cuban and all are more mean. And
really? I enjoy watching Cuban.
Okay, so the Shark Tank show.
Cuban is lecturing and correcting people. And the fellow on the extreme left, Robert, he's also, he's patronizing. His eyes light up when a girl comes.
He is very patronizing.
And the other lady, she's a feminist. So if it's a woman, there's 80% chance.
Which one? So they're
the short-haired one.
So the Shark Tank show, right?
Barbara,
I've only ever seen the British version of it. So
buzz off.
I know. So I don't know who the judges are.
But the judges are very important because
that's what makes the show. Because the entrepreneurs are honestly the entrepreneurs that they bring on to Shark Tank.
There are interesting guys.
They are sort of interesting, but they find stuff which are like kind of the most kind of television friendly businesses, right?
Yeah.
These aren't serious businesses for the most part. Some of them are, but many of them are not.
If you look closely, they're always looking at the backstory.
Yeah.
And when a guy says he's a cancer survivor, it'll come out at some point.
Yeah.
Now I don't know, but why do we have to always exploit all this?
So there was one thing where
it's always about exploiting.
So one thing I think they just gave this guy money, right? He was like some ex-veteran or something like that. Yeah. And like all 4 of them are okay, like 50-50-50, okay, $200,000.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, just like that.
Episode.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like that.
Whoa. And this is after all money talks and will you make me money and more money? And then suddenly everybody's compassionate because he's an ex-vet. Yeah. So that's good TV, and there's probably a manipulated situation for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Because everybody's heart is, you're an American, you're crying for your soldiers, you feel bad for the guy.
I we have some cousins, right? And I don't know. I'm not going to name them because so it's kind of
to that statement
so
that I have some
it's a
cousins
little
who are Indian, and we all have cousins.
That is true. So these guys were thinking of going on Shark Tank. They have a hangover remedy kind of business, and they were thinking of going on Shark
Ain't no
Tank.
cure, bro.
No, it actually works. I've done it.
Bollocks. If there was, they'd be
Bollocks.
multimillionaires.
So why-
I've tried everything.
Well, they are getting close.
My father said you used to just put your finger on your nose for half an
No,
hour.
so dude, you've never had
Did that
Party
work?
Smart?
I've tried Party Smart.
Did
What
that
does it
work
do?
for you?
Nothing.
All right, I'll
It's
get
for
you.
acidity.
All right, I'll get you these guys things. I have them at home. I'll send them to you. Well, not that you drink anymore, but
But I may again.
Yeah, when you do, then I'll send you these guys.
It's only my first marriage, yaar.
But so they were looking at doing this thing on Shark Tank, but the entire thing was like kind of pre-set up, right? I mean, like they knew who they were going to work with, if they were going to work with anybody.
No, you think?
There was
no.
a
They also,
certain-
that the whole thing about the suspense moment
Yeah.
is fraud.
I don't think that's completely fraud, but it's like you're going in with a certain kind of.
Wait a minute. They
No.
already knew the judges
No.
knew who was
Amit,
going
I
to
can't
be on
buy
their
that.
side
There
or
was-
not
Amit, I can't buy
before?
that because no. Many times there's like a googly and it goes the other way and all that.
All right,
I
No,
don't
I've
think
also
so.
seen like sometimes they throw things in the spanner. Like one of them will like decide to like totally change the deal.
Oh no!
sometimes
So,
it, like,
so
really,
I'm not saying that they.
And
was
they fight
I'm not
amongst
saying that there was
themselves,
a
yeah, that
deal
looks very
done and it
spontaneous.
was planned or anything like
in the
that.
sense that they vaguely know.
They vaguely know the judge knew who they were. They knew who the judges were. There was going to be there was a little bit of understanding before they went on that. And the point of the going the point of going on was publicity for the product. The point of going on
I'll
was
tell you,
not
I
this.
watched that show. You're complicating the whole show. It's a 3-point process, okay? One, the guy comes or
I never
guys
looked at
come.
it that way.
They
Publicity
present.
for their even if they
That's
don't
what
get
it is.
When
money.
after they
Publicity
present, the
product.
main question they'll be asked is, what are your sales so far? What's your past story?
Right.
What's your score line? Give me your graph.
yeah.
That's basically it. So if he has 4 years in which the first 2 years were good and the 3 and 4 were bad, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what normally happens.
Yeah.
The other way around, he's great. Okay, and he has to have sizable sales.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he can scale it up. That's all. It's not rocket science. That's basically where they're coming from. And then of course whether you have a patent and whether you're outstanding as in unique in your category, which again an
Which
8-year-old
again
child
is
will
a-
understand the
right.
It's a
concept.
difference,
So that's it. It's not. The thing is that we get interested by the whole idea of selling a dream. See, that's the whole beauty of TV, I think.
course,
Selling a
yeah.
dream and this middle class guy from another culture or whatever.
Right.
But getting his, you see the guy has struggled for whatever and come on, at the end of the day,
he
you're
feels-
milking. It's the same thing with our TV.
It
It's the same
is
thing.
that feeling, right? It's that feeling of this kind of.
That the success
That's
story for the
true.
common
But then
man,
also,
the Aam Aadmi, as
sometimes you
Kejriwal
get-
calls him.
I mean, sometimes it's entertaining because some of the things that people come up with, like their ideas itself, some are fascinating, some are ridiculous.
I love those. There was a
Some
dog
are
one
just like
where
Which
the
one?
owner's voice is taped to the phone or something. So the dog, if he's lonely when he's alone, can listen to the owner's voice.
really?
I thought, and I'm a big dog lover. I thought that was a bit of a scam.
Yeah, because what is
The dog presses button 1 and and Mr. Smith goes,
Why does it-
"Hi Benji, I'm going to be home in 3 hours. I love you." And the dog goes, "Woof, woof, woof, yay, you're so close."
what? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's America and India actually. We're very close to them because we sell anything. Both these countries can sell anything.
Sell anything, yeah,
Really?
pretty much.
Insane.
Yeah, there have been some ridiculous products on Shark Tank. But I mean, it's a fun show. I enjoy watching.
My
it. That's
point
one.
is, I like Kevin O'Leary. If there's a market, I don't care what the product is. If it's selling to a Pomeranian, fine. But if there's a market, that's the main thing. And if there's you're going to stand out in that market and dominate.
Cool. All right, shall we move on? We spent quite
know,
a bit
we-
of time on
yeah,
this
yeah,
question.
on
This
this
is a
reality
one
show.
question.
This is really fun.
And then after all that, we all jumped at Shark Tank.
Yeah, that's
so I think
true.
we're intellectually slightly above the average citizen. Huh?
Yeah.
We don't like the Big Boss here.
Yeah,
But the thing about Big Boss, one last thing, is that I spoke to some of the contestants when they've come out. I'm sure they're also told where to go a little bit. As in
Right.
each one plays a certain character. The 2 guys will be very negative. 2 guys will be very sexual. 2 guys will be very, lonely and stay away from everybody. They all have certain roles to play. It's like a Shakespearean play. It's not like you don't have a role to play.
I think that's true. I also think the fact is we see half an hour or 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
That's
like
also
editing
true.
and half an hour.
But
you're
there are
seeing
boring
total-
moments also when no one's talking
No,
to
I
anybody.
get that.
No,
I
so
know that
so
they're
they
boring,
pick
but
out
there
the
are
best bits
15
and-
people,
Yeah.
24 hours they're spending. So 24
Imagine-
multiplied by
imagine
15.
the editor on that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
God.
just
And they're
figure out
constant.
how much they're cutting out, right? So how much they're just showing the absolute.
Shout
best,
out to my
most-
friend
yeah.
Trevlin Finn, who used to work on MTV but now works on Big Boss. You suck.
You poor guy.
What a life.
Yeah.
Oof. Sorry, let's get back to
All
it.
right,
The meat of the show.
Next question. This is from EYZ Iceberg. Do you think Gurgaon should have
Iceberg.
been named Gurugram instead of Gurugram?
Guru Town.
Ground. I'm
Guru
guessing
Gaon. Okay.
ground.
I think it'll be a problem because when the Punjabis say it, it'll sound like Goregaon only. Oh, Goregaon. There'll be huge issues. The taxi
Is
driver.
there a name change or something going on for Gurgaon? Is that the reason why?
The Gurugram is what they've pushed.
They pushed
Yeah,
it.
Government
Right.
has pushed.
yeah.
So this guy's saying Guru Drown. I'm guessing that's
I think every
because-
time a state government pushes a name change, we should penalize that person in charge and the committee that recommended it with 50% of their salary for 6 months and forced to stay with their in-laws for a year. Those kind of punishments. Because it's just for me, when a country has many issues like we have, because we are not a homogeneous society, so you have to fix things. There's like broken roof everywhere.
Right.
Plumbing doesn't work, electricity gone. I mean, from schools to roads to forget communal and Naxalite tensions. I'm not even getting into that. Just government infrastructure. Work on that, you monkeys. Work on that. Stop
agree with
naming
you.
things.
Who cares about the name?
I've come up with a solution. Everything. Start again. Name everything one letter. Bombay can be A, Delhi can be B, Calcutta can be C. Just give them names like that. I don't care. But just work. Don't spend hours in sitting in litigation and talking and fighting and strikes and reef striking and morchas and riots and beating people up over what? The name is from England. The name is from Spain. The name is not Indian. Balls. It's a waste of time. Gurugram. Wow, my life's got so much better. I'm an enlightened man now. Huh? Do I no longer have to call it Gurgaon. Firstly, when you're in Gurgaon, you're already worried. Then you have to change
literally
the
3 letters you're changing. AON to RAM, right?
Can you believe it?
I mean, that's just... And
But
But
sounds
then,
like
can you
Goregaon.
imagine what a pain in the ass now that is if they do change
But
the
me,
name?
a really
You
smart
know,
taxi
It's
driver,
like-
you come off the airport, which is just outside Gurgaon. You come off the airport in Delhi, you say Goregaon because you don't get the accent right, and he says driving to Bombay. Look what kind of money he makes. And whose fault is that? That committee who got formed to make this name change.
Gurugram.
What about Mae? Mae is like a name from outside India. Should we now say Mae, your name is from today Jyotika? I mean, stop everything for 6 months while we
I
debate this.
do look like a Jyotika, actually.
Yeah, all right. Jyotika it is.
I got you for Jyotika the moment I saw you.
Okay.
You thought I was
I
just
said maybe she's a Jyotika.
no.
Worst moment on air.
So bad.
All right. Siju Matthew 94 asked, have you ever worked in a dance bar? If yes, what was your role?
We shot in a dance bar though for 3
Oh,
days.
really?
So we got to meet the girls because we shot day and night. We're doing some
MTV?
stupid show on MTV. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got me this cheap dance bar in Andheri. Not Midnight Queen that I've been to many
Okay.
times. Another one. And so we would pack up at 7:38 and they'd start coming in for the shift. So by day 3 they were very friendly. This is before that whole RR party and shopping
of
the
course,
bars. and all.
of course.
And the only thing that they're all normal women when they come in, I must tell you.
Right, yeah.
Then, of course, they change and take on names and all that. So you have names like Daisy, but her real name is, Suhasini. It's like so different.
Like Mae and Jyotika.
Yeah. But you know what they were telling us? The same 5 songs. Every era has 5 songs.
Yeah.
So one girl was giving me this funda and I thought it was scientific and bang on. 5 songs. Sab log ko 5 gaane pasand hai. And the same 5 songs is 80% of what they want to hear, the people that come in.
Yeah, I can see that.
So they have to dance. No, but
That
listen to
makes
them. They have to
sense.
dance again and again. The
Same
song.
5 songs, yeah, that would be annoying.
So, Nach Basanti is the iconic song which will be played all the time, for example, in any era. But every era has like 5. So I can't remember now, but there was a song like Sexy, Sexy, Sexy. Karishma
Kapoor song.
So
Okay.
2-3 of these dance songs going on. This Malaika's item number song on the train, Chaya Chaya. So the same 4-5 songs when we were shooting that.
Yeah.
And they were sick of it. Because they think of themselves as artists. We think of them as women of ill repute, unfortunately, which they're not in most cases. And they're dancers. They want to dance. They just didn't get a better platform to dance.
Right.
It's the same 5 songs, Monday to Sunday. Can you believe it?
Jeez.
Most of the time.
No, but yeah, being out,
What a
there's
bore.
always it is. That would be boring. If
Now
I had
talk
to
about marriage.
RJ the same 5 songs every day, I'd
marriage
die.
is even worse. The same spouse. Sometimes 20 years, 30 years. Everybody doesn't fall ill. God.
That is, I like your opinions on marriage.
Yeah.
They
They're
really
based on-
they give me hope.
They're both
You
based on
know?
home remedies.
Remedies.
Yeah. Oh, I think we should take a break now. I've just got a great idea. I need to gargle because you mentioned marriage and brush my teeth because I'm meeting my wife's friends today. She doesn't know about it, so don't tell anyone. Take a break. We'll come back. Lots to talk about in our freewheeling session. Mae, Amit and Mae. We discuss the world and more.
Finding the right drink at the right place could be a big challenge. Exploring a new destination to its fullest could be a daunting task. So tune in every fortnight and listen to the Drinks and Destinations podcast with Rajita and Samira.
We bring you news, views, and stories from the world of wine, beer, spirits, and travel. Find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Audioboom, or any other podcast app you choose.
And we're back with Mae in charge. Mae, what's happening?
So it's our AMA episode.
That is right.
I've got some questions and a piece of paper for you.
Tell me, Amma, what can I do for you?
So I've got Rahul 1986. What do you think about India's chances at the Rio Olympics? And should there just be another Olympics?
Well, first you have to clear the guys to
athletes?
go because half of them are doped out at the moment.
That's what he said. Do you think there should be another Olympics for athletes who like drugs?
I'm all for drugs, okay? I frankly believe that
agree.
everyone's doing it. If you talk to anybody in the business, they'll tell you everybody's doing it. In the power sports at least. Contact sports for sure.
No, I believe in performance.
So it's about
enhancing
masking it,
drugs. Because I mean, like what it now becomes is it becomes a competition of who can mask it better.
Absolutely.
Rather than a
and
competition
as if they
of the
aren't doing
sport.
it. Everybody's
Exactly.
doing
So,
it.
I mean, like, that's
you blame
what it
poor
becomes.
Russia for everything. What kind of world do we live in where we blame Russia for everything? The Bolshoi was bad enough, but don't blame them for the rest. Come on. Nonsense.
So are you
I see
saying
Bolshoi
that...
went above both your heads. It's a ballet
Bolshoi I
form.
got. I don't know what we're blaming Russia for, generally speaking, though.
Well, before we had ISIS, Russia was the bad guy. Now Russia's slightly gone in the corner, and ISIS is taken over. Donald Trump has said on record he's embracing Russia and saying we should
wants
fight
to-
ISIS together.
And not just that, Donald Trump has asked Russia to hack Hillary Clinton's emails
Yes.
for them. Or send her copies of the hacked
To
emails.
hack and then send him the copies.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But what I found really funny is Obama saying that that Hillary is the most qualified man or woman, which is almost putting her gender in question. Just say, is she a man? Is she a woman? Get to the point. And when he said that, Bill jumped up and he still tried to make up. So many years later, he was like, hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray.
No, I'm going to play devil's
where's the
advocate
question?
here.
The
Would
question
you
was
say
Olympics.
Olympics.
We were talking about performance enhancing drugs.
So I did this.
And then you brought in
It's,
Russia
the question is,
somehow.
what do you think about India's chances at the Rio Olympics?
Outside chance in hockey for maybe a medal, but maybe it's a stretch. We've had a good run coming up as far as I'm concerned. Wrestling, we had outside chance for 2 goals. One is now in doubt because he's not going to go. That is Singh Yadav.
exactly, yeah.
The Indrajit actually was also again outside chance. The shot putter who's not going to go. Tennis outside chance again there. And shooting. These are
shooters.
strong.
I mean,
these
I'm
are
guessing-
strong
that I'm guessing.
disciplines. The rest you can forget. Don't even bother. Don't even think about it. Swimming. What do you think? 15th when there are 12 people? Yeah, something like that. But I think we're better than we've ever been before. Let's face it. The London Olympics 2012, we had a hall of 5, 6, 7, whatever.
Right.
It's not so bad. When I was growing up, we
It
had
was
one
one.
gold in 1980 when
One-
40 teams didn't turn up.
One gold or one
medal. The
One
gold
medal.
medal,
It wasn't-
1980 hockey team.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Zafar
right.
Iqbal, captain. And that was it. But, before that, from the 70s right up till the 90s, there was nothing.
Right.
What do you think? Who do you think is the country that's going to be champ, though? The Rio?
This China or US?
Well,
One of
China's
the two.
catching up. US, Australia will hit back after a bad 2012. And South American countries may make a little mark because it's home.
No, but she's asking who's going to do the most, right? So
Like,
most
which
is China
country
or-
do you think is
China
going
or
to be standing
US?
out?
US and China are the two countries that participate in everything. So and the swimming and the athletics, where you have many golds and many
Yeah.
medals, they will come to
it'll
the
be-
party.
it'll be one
China
of
and
those.
swimming
Yeah.
versus US and athletics for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I have one quick thing about the Olympics. Have you checked out the golfers? All the big names. With Jordan Speed downwards, all of them not going. Okay, why? Because of Zika virus. So here's what I don't understand. The golfers are prone to Zika virus or Zika virus. They're both
Right.
acceptable. But the rest of the athletes are okay. So what's the connection? Do they come out of the holes? What,
I
you know,
think-
is it a birdie thing? Is it an
No,
eagle
but
thing?
I
What?
think it just might be money, right? I mean, like-
Obviously it's money, Amit. Yeah, nutcases didn't want to waste their time on bloody Brazil playing with some amateurs because they make so much money to get a break.
Exactly.
Oh, God. And they use the virus.
No, but what
Unbelievable.
about even basketball went back to amateurs, right? This year, there's no NBA players anymore.
Yeah, they just got no motivation to do
Yeah,
it.
well, and I mean, like the game sucks.
Club over country, brother. That's the future. You know that. It's happening in
is. It's
football,
already
happening in
here.
cricket, it's happening in basketball, it'll happen everywhere. Club over country. That means one day I'll represent CCI and not India. C'est la vie.
Really? You'll go CCI, not Bombay Gym?
I don't want to represent Bombay Gym until they clean up their act. No parking, there's that and the other. We eat any eggs there in the morning.
How
I
much
eat all of
parking
them.
is there at CCI, man? CCI is also a
Yeah,
parking
CCI is pretty
nightmare.
bad.
But that's because, if you go at the right time, you're always safe. You have to plan.
What is the right time? 6
yeah,
o'clock in the morning?
Bombay Gym
No,
also
you
is
go under
just-
5 in the evening, you're fine. If you go at 7 and all, it becomes a...
No, man. Even in the afternoon, you go to CCI, it's a disaster for parking, man.
Really?
Yeah.
This is what we're discussing for the
Alright, I'm
Olympics.
sorry.
You
Okay.
South Bombay snob.
guys.
No parking
Okay.
issues at the
Sorry.
club.
Next question. Okay, Raging Bull says,
Raging Bull. What kind of man uses a moniker like Raging Bull?
He's a raging bull, man.
Yeah.
he must be. Okay,
He
eight.
must have 2 horns. Because all bulls have 2 horns.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
I like it when you throw in like tidbits like
And
that.
it's not even sexual, so don't give me that dirty look. I'm just giving you a
didn't.
nature fact.
I said tidbits and you didn't pick up on that.
Like, did you know tadpoles don't come from Poland? People don't even know that. Go on. Ignore me.
8 penguins.
And look at your story. Forget about the 8 penguins, yes. Oh, brought it to Baikala Zoo.
Yeah.
They must be so happy, no? 44 degrees temperature.
So
Wow.
basically, what should we name them is the question.
As what we name all our pets, Moti, Tommy, Biscuit, Sugar, Caesar, Simba. We have only 8 names. We use those 8 names. I don't have a problem. And of course, King used to be big, Sultan and King, but that's gone now.
Sultan and King.
Animals were called Sultan and King were big names. From horses and dogs.
Yeah,
What's your
Sultan
pet
used to be a
called?
big name.
Sultan was good on a big, strong horse, but I've seen a Pomeranian called Sultan who was scared of water. Come on, Sultan! Come on, Sultan! The barish hai, no, nahi aayegi baarish.
You're absolutely right about Simba, though. Simba seems to be like
Can't
every
bear.
third
Simba's like
person
Aryan.
kid.
I hate the name Aryan. I hate the name Simba. Because everybody names a dog Simba. Everybody names their son Aryan. I can't bear Aryan. When somebody says, my son Aryan, I say, in my mind, I choke the son. You know, I choke the son. But I smile and I hold his hand and I choke the son. I'm like, no, you cannot be called Aryan. Not another bloody Aryan.
What's your pet's name?
My pet's name is Mary. But my daughter named her. It's a long
Really?
story.
What? We've got time.
Okay, we found her in Alibag. She was the female of the litter, a stray dog, and had been abandoned and was crying under something. So my daughter and my wife brought her back. I screamed at my daughter because I said, if you're going to bring the dog back, leave my wife behind. I told you. That was the decision we had made. But anyway, so coming back to Simba, I don't know. Come on, am I wrong here?
You said
you're
it
not.
was. Why you call her
I'm
Mary?
just like
Everybody.
everybody. Yep.
Because she liked the name Mary.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah,
There
look.
was going to be more.
She's quarter Christian, so you can call anyone Mary. You stay out of it. Now, coming back to, don't bring a religious bent to it.
Going back to Simba.
Coming back to Simba, which used to be Chipniks when I was growing up. It's
Yeah,
a
that's
masala
what I
wafer.
remember it. Yeah.
I didn't know about the Lion and f***ing King, so, for me it was chips.
But it wasn't the Lion King at that time. Like
I
that. It
know.
was chips.
Yeah, so I just presumed that they called him Simba because they like chips. But apparently not. So Aryan and Simba. So I'm waiting one day, ladies and gentlemen, hear this. I'm waiting for the final combination when I go and meet the Sharmas somewhere in Gurgaon and they are walking their dog. Yaar, brocha, mila yaar, dog ka naam hai Simba. Aryan beta, throw the ball. And that's when the Uzis come out.
Here's another question. This is from Seema, who says, have you seen Rajinikanth's Kabali yet? And what do you
That
think
sounds
of it?
very bad.
I know that kind of does sound vulgar,
I'm
doesn't
not
it?
going to say anything. I'm so scared. Oh boy. No, I haven't. But let me tell you, Matunga, the home of the Tamil population here, expat population, if you want to call them that, you couldn't get a ticket for the week. You couldn't get a ticket for the week.
I heard a joke floating around the office. Amir Khan and Salman Khan release their movies on holidays.
So they get those 2-3 days.
Rajinikanth releases his movie and it becomes a holiday. It's like, one of those Chuck
But he
Norris
overtook
jokes.
Sultan in 2.5 days.
Yeah, you know what? I also heard
I'm
that
sure it
in one
doesn't
of these
care one way or the
single
other.
screens in Matunga, that as soon as Rajinikanth came on the screen, they paused it and they started doing aarti. By the
There's no limit.
flowers
There's no
and all.
limit.
Yeah,
There's
it's
something about the
insane.
guy. Look, he's very charismatic. Whatever you say, I've seen him at the airport in Chennai once. And the funny part is we're all standing there, and it was like Moses. The sea parted. All 3,000 people suddenly go in one direction, And then they all take out their camera phones and start taking pictures. And this guy is unkempt, head down, wearing chappals. He was my kind of guy. I'm like, wow. The biggest star in India, he's not combed his hair. He's not bothered. And there's something for it because our Bollywood guys would never step out without full makeup. I'll tell you for sure. And I've worked with lots of female actresses and this kind of thing, and they are very careful about their looks. I love to meet a guy like that, just lets it all hang out.
But that's
He must be
kind of-
so secure in who he is.
Yeah, no, he
amazing.
is, right?
People
I mean,
are
like,
crazy
you see him
fans.
without his wig all the time, right? You
Yeah,
never
he
see
doesn't
any
wig
of...
with half hair and all that,
he doesn't care. I mean, he just doesn't give a shit.
The only
People
person-
still adore him regardless.
The only-
No, that
The
is, I
only
think, part of
person
the
who-
reason,
who's
right?
like him for me abroad is Lindsay Lohan. But she's 15 drinks down and lots of drugs at the point when the picture is taken. So it's different. One eye and legs, like that. And, it's totally different. But she lets it all hang out too. Unfortunately, in a totally different way. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Lindsay Lohan.
but I think that part of his appeal is also,
It is that down to earth.
he comes from that story, that legendary story,
Conductor.
a bus conductor,
He
right?
was.
And going from there to that, so that I think is like a big part
I would
of that
entertain the
appeal.
guys there on the bus. He was the famous bus conductor do the impressions of
Yeah.
other people, the cigarette flip
The
and all was
cigarette
there.
flip and
Okay.
everything.
Yeah, so if you want that route-
he was super entertaining.
So I know
I didn't know that.
Of course,
Yeah,
this may
that's
be a
how he-
lie, but I met a lady in Bangalore. It was Bangalore, not Chennai, and who said that her mother used to be on that bus route.
Oh, really?
And they used to
Okay.
talk about this
Really?
guy. Shivaji Rao Gaikwad, or whatever his real name was. So they would talk about him like that, and he was a little mini celebrity. See, in your mundane life, you have this guy who's interesting on a bus. Come on, back in the 70s and 80s, that'd be something.
We didn't have television back then, so
Now,
this was entertainment.
Now, today for us, the equal would be the Uber driver.
Yeah.
You're driving, and the Uber driver is singing in 4 different voices, doing harmony himself.
So in Chennai, there was a rickshaw driver. They called him the singing rickshaw guy, and no jokes, this is how he sang. That's how he sang.
What does that mean?
He didn't know any English. He only knew Tamil, and he had a beautiful voice. He sang, it was pitch perfect, but no words. Like anything, he was just like saying sounds.
Yeah.
But he sang really well.
In Vietnam, I met a rickshaw driver who drove me around the city. The only odd thing is he was naked. Or was I naked? I don't know, but it was a wild night.
Somebody was naked.
It was a wild night.
It always comes down to you being naked, Cyrus.
I started naming my body parts Ho Chi Minh. Next on the platter, Amit. Amit is pausing whether we've gone across the politically incorrect lines here. Hopefully I won't be touring anywhere there. And Amit, you said that. How dare you say that?
So
take it back.
Okay, Norway is considering giving Finland its highest mountain peak for its 100th birthday. If India was giving out gifts to neighboring countries, who would get
Pali
what?
Hill. Give them Pali Hill. Can't park a car there anyway. I'll give them Malabar Hill in 2 minutes flat. Who wants it? Tell me. Bangladesh? Who's applying? Well, we can't give it to Finland. It'll just be really difficult. Come on. How much hand baggage can those guys take back? They'll take 1 foot at a time. Yeah, that's interesting. See, the Scandinavian countries, how different from us.
I know.
We fight over every inch of border here with 5 different neighbors. And there, those guys, well, until the immigrants came, of course, they had a very happy life. And, everybody would, you want my mountain? You take my mountain. And with it, you get 2 cows. All gone.
Yeah. I think it's weird, right? I mean, it kind of is interesting that they're doing this, like giving a mountain to somebody, but it feels just kind of, what difference does it make in Europe?
See, this is, for me, sorry if I, just quickly, for me, this is explaining the entire angst that happens in globally, which is, you have a Scandinavian country whose way of life is very evolved, advanced, relaxed, sophisticated, and there's no anger and resentment because they're content in many ways, so they can reach out for other things in their lives. And then you have a third world base from Asia, Arabia and Africa, where they are so unhappy and the disparity is obvious. It becomes like an Naxalite movement in India, and hence they want to go on attacking and fighting because of frustration. No, but I think it's easy to feed on that.
I think also, Europe, there hasn't been a war in Europe since World War II.
The last 3 months have been a bloodbath.
Except
Should
for
we
Brexit.
Go through the whole thing?
Brexit, right? Other than that, what?
Before Brexit. Brexit has not helped anything. But I'm saying bloodbath in terms of the kind of terrorism.
Terrorism is a
okay. Economic fallout because of that and around that. Holiday makers, by the way, this is July. When we tape the show, July 2016, Europe is plunged in non-holiday makers. For the first time in 17 or 18 years, they've hit such a low. London is not even full.
Do you know who
London, my country, London.
Do you know who Ray Kurzweil is?
Is he Bengali?
No, Ray Kurzweil is the guy who came up with the concept of the singularity. The singularity. So he's basically like one of these thinkers.
There are about 4 left now.
Oh, yeah, okay. So his so he gave a talk very recently. And it falls in with something else which I really kind of believe, which is a book by Steven Pinker called The Better Angels of Our Nature. The reason why we think the world is so shitty these days is because we know so much about what's going on. It's information that
ignorance is bliss. I've been screaming about that. But, what do you think? I don't watch anything anymore.
They're talking. They were having conversations about just around the idea that, statistically speaking, from every angle that you look at it, the world has never been safer, the world has never been better, there's never been less violence, less people have never died. And this is true even
so too much information is coming through.
But we know everything. We know every single thing.
In 1 week.
You think this stuff didn't happen when we didn't find out about it? I'm sure it did.
You had an attack in Munich where I came back from, where the guy it wasn't about ISIS or anything. He was just nuts, as it turned out.
So
you had an attack in Japan,
the guy who
where
killed
the guy was
handicapped people.
Yeah, handicapped people. Yeah. Again, nothing to do with ISIS. So what I'm saying is, what's happening is the information comes to you, it inspires you.
Yeah.
So whatever the cause is not important. What's important is, I have to do something similar.
No, but if you look at like a statistical analysis of what is the
This is the best season ever?
This is the best period of the human history ever. In terms
and they
of
use the word period loosely.
No, they use the word period very, very, very firmly.
I
know what you're saying, but but
being in a bad mood, stereotypically put out by male authors in the 18th century Germany.
But No, so this, I mean, the world has never been safer from a statistical perspective. We have never had less people dying from violence.
You just may be right. And everything is safer in that sense if you look at technology. But coming back to, I was in Munich again. I want to show off, keep saying I'm in Munich. But I really, really felt the people were very nice. Yeah. So I do feel a little sad because I think Western Europe is actually very accepting of immigrants. It's not that, brown-skinned people like myself and yourself. We don't really feel a threat of racism. Of course, you're not working there, but as holiday makers, they treat you very well.
Right.
And everybody seems very nice. I just don't want that to go away because then sooner or later you get polarized. It's easy to have prejudices.
That's again what's happening with the Donald Trump and the Brexit and all of that, right?
I have
all this
I have that
demagoguery.
problem too. I hate short people. I mean, really short people.
Yeah.
And children.
Do you step on them?
I would love to.
Yeah,
if I
I
could
try.
find them. Sorry, interrupting you, Donald Trump.
What's going on?
Donald Trump is doing what any politician has
It's
done.
demagoguery, right?
Xenophobia is the easiest thing to propagate.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, that's what Donald
And
Trump
he's not
is.
fully wrong. I'm not taking his side. No, you see, you have to have 20% of a point here. Then people can understand, right? If they feel, wait a minute, maybe there are too many Mexicans. Maybe there are too many Indians in IT. Maybe China is playing with us and taking our money.
As opposed
No, 1 second. So when a person doesn't think it through, they think just onto the surface of the point. You can convert the guy very quickly to your way of thinking because a lot of people are not thinking it through. Where do the Mexicans stand in the American ethos?
And that's
what
exactly,
jobs do they do? How important and beneficial is that?
No, that's exactly.
What happened to land of the free, home of the brave? The idea of immigrants is America. All that. They don't think it through.
They don't. And I mean, demagoguery is, and it's basically this kind of idea
that
it
works here as well. I won't take names.
It does. Of course, it does. We see it all over the place.
It's a very sad thing. I don't like humanity. I've never liked humanity.
Okay.
I've always been a dog guy.
No arguments here.
I'm a pack animal. I like my dogs. I live and die with them. I'm not interested in humans.
I like humanity so much.
Why?
I don't know.
For what? One Mother Teresa here and there? Give me. Should I tell you how many bad people there are?
There are lots of bad people, but I believe in the good in people. And people
show me
think
the good.
I'm naive and
show me the good. The other day, a motorist hit the back of my car with his hand because he thought I cut him. And when I turned around to abuse him in my humanitarian spirit, he ran away.
Your humanitarian spirit?
Yeah, so what? Tell me, show me the good. Give me some examples of good.
I've had
when you blow the horn really loudly when an old woman is crossing the road because she's moving too slowly.
An example of what you were saying earlier. Yeah. You went to Europe and you felt like you were treated well. Like I've had so many traveled so much and
all these countries because they have better standard of living.
Even
the people don't have a reason to cheat you. If you give less money, they come running after you and give you the right money. Would that happen?
Even here in India, I've had people treat me well.
Which India do you live in, Mae? Which India do you live in?
I've also had that happen to me a couple of times over here. I mean, it's not.
It's not that bad. Don't be such a misogynist.
Yeah, don't be so cynical.
Misanthropist.
Yeah.
All right. Something a little less serious. How many Pokemon have you caught so far?
No, but the guys have come to Oval where I take the dog and they've asked us for exits. And it's true. It's not like a joke. They're just looking at the phone. So they're actually walking. They're actually banging into things. and they're fighting and arguing, but it's not clear sometimes the path. So, so there's an argument going on because, especially in countries like India, where sometimes the geography is very, it's difficult to figure out sometimes. It's not very one road only. Yeah. So I saw them. I saw kids doing that. And it's overtaken Twitter?
To have more
I mean,
actives.
come on. It's
so
such a
it was
stupid idea.
For
but
a couple of days, they have more actives than Twitter. But I mean,
Amit, come on, Amit, it's a 1 week, 2 weeks.
Twitter,
what?
But listen. Twitter has got its own problems, right? Twitter has tremendous issues in terms of its user numbers.
Right.
I mean, Twitter is having some issues there. But it's ridiculous. The game is stupid. The game doesn't make much sense to me. But it's
not for our profile. But they're young kids and there are other people who play it.
So what?
The same kids who get brainwashed by websites tell them to join. Fight.
Well, no, not really. I mean, have you seen some of those videos, these viral videos in Central Park? There's this kind of all of a sudden this crazy Pokemon shows up in Central Park and it's like a stampede. Yeah. 100 people running towards it.
I can imagine.
What? Are you serious?
I'll show you those videos later.
There's no meaning in your life.
Ridiculous.
Pokemon is everything.
Yeah. And these are not kids. These are people in their 20s, man. These are not children.
You heard about the lady who went up the tree?
No.
So again, it's not clear sometimes. You say, okay, this makes sense. The diagram is this way. So go up. They went up the tree.
What? I've had people walk into cop stations.
That's okay.
No,
she went up the tree.
There are people who fell off cliffs. I know that's happened. Not cliffs, but sand dune type cliffs.
Oh yeah.
So one guy in Juhu banged the car into a rickshaw, a Mercedes, by the way.
So he was driving.
He was driving and playing. Yeah.
Driving and Pokemoning. That's not good.
Driving?
This is India. India is the first place where McDonald's home delivers. We change the rules. We drive and play.
Change the rules.
We always do whatever's lazier. Remember.
That is true. No, it's but you know what is interesting about Pokemon is the idea that it's going to bring augmented reality into like the mainstream. That's the only interesting thing.
God,
to me.
you mean that's all that'll entertain them? Then what
No.
TV?
I don't care about Pokemon itself. I care about augmented reality. I think augmented reality is the next
Big thing.
So
Or rather, the whole generation will only want augmented reality and nothing else.
So I think that is what is kind of interesting about Pokemon to me. The game itself just seems kind of dumb.
Yeah. I can't believe what hold it has. Obviously,
It does, though. People are obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I've had so many people ask me about this Pokemon thing, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, like,
and what about the
it's collecting
sexism?
shit.
Why is it Pokemon and not Pokewoman? Or is that some other meaning altogether?
That doesn't sound right, does
just-
it?
yeah, that's
that just sounds
May,
a
you're
little
discussing wrong
kind of-
person to talk
This
to.
is like Ho Chi Minh all
Oh,
over
stop
again.
it. Come on. I'm not a sexist. I'm a sex frustratist. There's two different things.
Really?
Yeah.
What else do we got?
There's a really nice
yeah.
question here, which is, do you have an amazing secret talent people don't know about, Cyrus?
I wish I did. I wouldn't need a woman then. Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, I don't have any talents per se, but I think the one talent
I don't have any talents.
one talent I have is I don't overvalue anything I do. That I must say, I really enjoy the fact that I don't, because I find a lot of people do, and they can be very boring and put you to sleep in 5 minutes. You know, you meet a guy and he'll say, I've got this film that I'm working on. It's fantastic. It's three-dimensional. It's got this. And by the 7th line, you're dead. You know, so I think,
how do you...
I feel that's a talent. I don't even remember what I do most of the time, and I don't take it too seriously. So my life is good.
Yeah,
That's good.
that is good actually.
It allows you to, that frivolity allows you to live.
No, but
Otherwise, there's no point.
that is a good talent to have, because you're right. I mean, like when you talk to people who are very serious about their work, sometimes they can't
Most
get
boring
off it.
people, and
Yeah.
not just men. Even women can be boring
Yeah.
sometimes with this whole, oh God, I've got this project lined up, which is all. The moment they say project lined up, those are 3 words which are enough to kill you. Which is like, project lined up. I mean, what is it going to be next?
Project.
Porn? No, it's not going to be porn.
All right, so I think this is just a funny question because the person clearly doesn't know anything about you.
Yeah.
What app on your phone do you use just way too much?
I have to use my alarm. Does that count? And his dog's barking.
Now you know why I use my alarm.
I use Google to research what legal steroids I can use. And what else? No, I don't download
you don't do
any
anything.
apps.
You
No,
don't
but
do-
my
I don't
daughter
know.
downloads all kinds of things to play.
Yeah.
Of course.
So there are these strange things. So there's porn game, and you open my phone. The
That's
games are
nice.
hers.
Of
I
course,
would hope
I got
so.
that.
Oh, you bastard! I mean, come on.
going
There's
after
nothing
your
sacred
daughter.
in this country anymore.
No.
This country of sacredness, we should change it to Sacredstan. I thought everything was sacred.
If you had to pick only one thing to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that's tough. That's
That's
so
an
tough. Who
interesting
can ask that question?
No, but that's
That's
an
it. I think
interesting
all of us should
question.
answer this question.
Yogurt?
Hey, that's not a bad answer.
Wow.
Because I got to survive also. Now, if I
Yeah.
eat too much meat, I may die. If I had to go off meat, then it would be a yogurt I
No,
love.
but that's a good answer.
And it
That's
gives
a
you
really
protein and
interesting
everything else, and I'll
answer.
live. I'll
And
survive.
also easy to make as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really
Also, I can
good
get different
answer.
flavors because you said one thing. You didn't say no
Well, yeah,
flavors.
no,
Yeah.
you're right.
So I can
you
have
said
42
one.
yogurt flavors,
Yeah, that-
including frozen yogurt, by
Yeah.
the way. Will it be delivered to me or do I have to go and get it?
Frozen yogurt.
God, that's such a good answer. I've lost in what answer I want to get
Yeah,
now.
no, I really think that is a great answer. I can't
you.
think of a.
That's such a South Indian answer.
It kills my-
curd. I'd like some curd.
I like
Yeah.
sweet curd. But what I can't bear is buttermilk.
Buttermilk's the best. No.
I love lassi. I
Buttermilk's
love lassi.
amazing.
I can drink lassi all day, but do not give me buttermilk.
Love buttermilk.
So you like the
with
sweet,
chas.
but you don't like the chas.
I don't like the chas.
Okay.
Oh God, no.
Chas.
Okay. Yeah.
Chas is. I know some men.
you had that
Some
moment
men
where-
like the chas more than anything else. It's not about getting the girl, but more the chas. But for me, it's the lassi.
Have you ever had this moment, I don't know, when you want to walk into some really posh restaurant like Le Pain Quotidien and go, can I have chas, please?
I am an advertising person's dream. Listen to me. I watch TV. They show a Coke. I want to drink a Coke. They show a burger. I want to eat a burger. They show something which I don't like to eat normally, like Maggie's. I want to eat it. I mean, it's unbelievable.
You don't like Maggie?
I don't like to watch ads because I get hungry. Now I get hungry looking at insurance ads because I remember the other ads. Okay,
Cool.
I think we've done enough.
Yeah,
I think we're talking
I
too
think
much.
we're pretty good.
Yeah, people are waiting to talk to us about other issues outside.
Okay.
I'm
we
sure
need
of
to go.
it. Yeah.
But you guys were great. You were great fun
Yeah,
to be
it's
with
always
now.
fun.
Again, I don't
Yeah.
remember who's who, but I think you're May and I think you're Amit. But I may be wrong, but thanks a lot. Cheers.
I think you got it right.
Okay, see you. EMA, we'll be back sooner or later. Bye-bye. Okay, catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Beyond Pod, any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. If you have any questions, write to us online, and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called Mae.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Time to talk travel stories, and to talk you through travel stories without making a mistake, the one and only Ambika and Hoshna. Yes, their relationship is not approved by me, but their stories are. Check out new episodes on our IVM podcast apps. Also, you can find them on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, etc. Not etc., but etc. Happy listening, mother and fathers.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी.
बोलिए मैडम.
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस सेज है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, आईवीएम लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, ड्रिंक्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है, माय नेबर जकरबर्ग है और द फैन गराज है. आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम. आप जाओ ivmpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप. सब आपकी उंगलियों पे.